entity attachment, the nature and removal of dark forces and spirits. Beneath the veil of this reality exists beings similar to ourselves, but on a different level of consciousness and existence. We will call these beings entities. These entities are a cross between lower level fear-based entities and higher level love-based entities. As humans go through their life on earth, many people develop weakened energetic fields, auras, and a loss of personal power from life's traumas, soul loss. So sometimes our energetic fields weakens and start to cracken up and open up gaps. See, or personal power from life traumas when we have so much problem that's so hard to endure, really hard ones to bear. Some people bear a cross, a very heavy cross on their backs, so it may cause your soul to fragment, to break itself. Not just your heart, but your soul as well, which causes people to become energetically vulnerable to lower level beings such as spirits, demons, and dark forces. Hey, wait a minute. Is not demons also the same as spirits and dark forces? And is not dark forces the same as demons? Something not quite right here. To me, I will categorize them almost the same thing, because they are, and they are more shadow. But what they do is they can mimicry creative forms by imitating another form, another created form. Okay, so to me they're almost the same. Once inside of a person's energy field, these lower level entities are able to influence and affect the emotions, thoughts, beliefs, actions, habits, and energy levels of the people they are attached to. Yeah, if we give a chance, they will. They certainly will. Based on my personal experience, so he's talk about his own experience because he's from the United States, okay? But it's not just USA alone, it's the whole wide world. 75%, 8% of the population have spirit entities, ghosts, human souls attached to them. I don't believe this one human ghost is a very, how to say, it's a debate question, because once we die, that's it. Your consciousness goes with you. What's left behind is one kind of fragment of energy that refuses to go with the whole, and then it stays behind. This part might be your God self or your identity that you have as a spirit or your guardian. It's not really you, you go, you die, you go, but what you have left behind is those entity that have been following you all the damned time. They may come as ancestral whatsoever, guardian, but they are there with you inside your mom's stomach. Yeah, nearby the uterus, and inside as you are embryo or a fetus. Okay, they are there with you until the time that you depart from earth. So this is not quite you that stay behind, because if you got to talk to somebody that claims to be your loved one, or even that you think is your loved one who has departed, that spirit doesn't have an identity anymore. They have completely lost. If I die, when I die, I'm gonna lose my identity. If something comes back, it's not me. It's not the whole. You see, it's a shadow part of me. It's the dark side. All right. It's the dark side that they have accompanied me and follow me around, or even claim to be my guardian. Okay, it's not. It's not me. I die. I go. I don't stay here. Okay. That's not you. So that part that remains of me is not me, because I have no consciousness that's me. That's why you can talk while you are here. Talk to me, and you can see the person stay there mute, like one mom just stare at you, blankly gray. That's not that person who went. That's even either demons or what they think, but it's not a ghost whatsoever. It's a part of you that's not you, alright? So 50 to 6% of the population have dark forces. Dark forces same as demons, and your dark it is attached to them. 80% to 90% of the population have some form of entity attachment attached to their house, land, object, whatsoever. So the dark forces, dark entities. The dark forces are a collection of non-human dark energy, fear and negativity, based beings that are sent to this planet with an intention to create fear, pain and misery. They are the same as demons, empower dark energy on earth and steal the power, energy and light of humans. Dark forces have been in existence since the beginning of time. The dark forces' main objective is to disempower people by implanting fear-based beliefs and ideas. They could also be the archons, identify all negative thoughts and emotions, and steal life force energy. Dark forces prey on the fears of the idiots, unhealthy lifestyles, people who drink alcohol, who takes drugs, and who have a dark heart, who hates people who are not kind, and the negative dark beliefs, emotions, and thoughts of the people they possess. The type of dark force entity that exists: demons, no human dark energy beings. Demons are the most common dark force entity. Oh, okay, so they are also this. They fall into this category. Dark entities and reptilians, greys, higher level dark entities that are alienity based. Fallen angels, dark angelic beings, which are mostly rare. I will call them also the Dracos. They are dragons also. Negative spirit entities, dark or negative spirit souls that work with dark forces. Yeah, the thing is more complicated, more complex than we think. The rabbit hole is very deep indeed. Spirit entities, ghosts, soul fragments. Spirit entities, ghosts, poltergeists are human souls and soul fragments who at the time of death did not choose to cross over to the next world or other side. But not a whole human soul is a part. Because they did not choose to cross over to the other side, they became stuck on earth and they either whole souls or parts of soul. They are not whole. These are the body souls and soul fragments attached to the energy field aura of humans to maintain some type of control and the power over humans, to live through humans and to live from the energy life force of humans. They are not human at all. I'm so sorry. I still disagree with these statements. They are not humans. They are the demonic dark side that they left behind, which we all carry in the guardian. Spirits choose not to cross over to the other side for various reasons, as confusion, fear of the unknown, what's the other side, because they have split themselves. Beneath abstinence, revenge, fear-based religion beliefs, fear of being sent to hell or judged, too much attachment to the physical body or the physical realm, the inability to let go of themselves or this world, and or to watch over family and friends. Most of y'all, you cannot stay here because the gravity is not the same. You go, you die, you go, because this world is more for people who can manipulate energy, can become dense. They have to lower the energy to become dense. It is just almost impossible for you to stay in this kind of atmosphere after death, because the composition that remains is not the same. But if you ask, but why we can see ghosts, we can see demons, we can see that? Because that part is already a very dense part. They can lower their vibration. You see, that's just a part, okay, of the human being that's very dense, dark. And that the other entities, they can manipulate energy, as I say, to lower themselves. That's why they can stay here in this atmosphere. Otherwise, it's almost impossible to remain here, because it's against gravity. It's just almost impossible to remain here. You die, okay, you have to go to the place where your composition allows you to be. You understand? I mean, in those same kind of atmosphere that you are allowed to thrive, to stay and to live, either nitrogen or whatever. But here, oxygen is another thing. Okay? You cannot stay here. Too much attachment to their physical body or the physical realm, the ability to let go of themselves, this world. And another thing is that even if they remain here, they cannot stay for a long span of time, simply because they don't have the battery, the energy to remain here. That's why they try to suck as much energy as possible, because it's so hard to stay here without this energy, this battery. And even if they try to remain, they gain a little bit of energy. It can last a few seconds, off they go again, out of sight, out of density, and then they'll start to vibrate very rapidly and again, because it's too difficult to vibrate lower and it's slow again as we vibrate here. How is spirit and dark force attached to people? Dark forces and spirits attach to people through cuts, holes, and distortion in the energy field aura. The energy field is an outer layer of energy that emanates from every person. Cuts and holes energetic openings develop in the energy field from weak emotions and a loss of personal power. Cuts and holes that develop in the energy field can be either temporary or permanent. Temporary cuts and holes in the energy field are caused by fear, anger, and all fear-related emotions. So when this happens, they come in, using drugs and alcohol, and they lose personal power. When you give your power to third part, to other person, personal power is lost from the use of drugs, alcohol, fear, anger, giving parts of your power away to others, and souls lose from traumatic experiences. Permanent cuts and holes in the energy field are caused by loss of personal power on a deeper level, involving soul loss, soul fragmentation. Sometimes the soul goes to this part, it goes to the other realms that is called the umbral. Okay, it's a very It's a hypersphere in the center of the Earth between Earth and the lower part of the Earth. So the hypersphere, and in Latin it's called purgatory, umbral, and over there is just like a slum, and there's a lot of things there, and sometimes even as we are here yet in this body, one part of you isn't there. Okay, I've been there already. I have now out of body experience last year, and last year it was 2017 was less than 1 year ago, yeah, or less than 2 years ago. I have been there, and it's very sad. The feeling, the energy is very heavy. You see, there's very strong wind over there, and there's garbage all over, and it's not funny. And when a part of the ice is broken, usually goes there. So here, this illustrates more or less here, this ugly drawing. The dark energy enter our body. This one is the field, okay, the energetic field, or called aura, that protects. It's like a bubble that protects us, just like a bubble protects the embryo inside the womb. This one protects us from invasion. All right. So what happens when we get traumatic, sad, angry? Is that gaps are open, gaps. And once this happen, and we don't, it's not closed in time, if affirmation, if certain type of affirmation and frequency, quantic frequency, what happens is that energy, dark energy, will infiltrate in. And once they are in, they are like parasite. They can come in many forms. One form is parasite, can come through the feet, the head, and the sleep, the nose, the mouth, and they can affect the mind or the physical body as a whole. And that's why many people get sick and don't know why. They go to doctor, they undergo a series of scanning, of tests, and nothing is wrong with them. And they take medication, but they seem not to heal themselves, and that's because their aura, their etheric field is damaged. You see, and you need to try to repair it. Is very difficult once it's permanent. Very, very difficult. But still there's remedy before the damage is done to the physical, and you may go crazy, or you die, or this body die. Okay? So fear and unknown is what I decide. Finished business, revenge, fear-based religious beliefs. Okay. Great. How spirit and dark force attached to people. Dark forces and spirits attached to people through cuts, holes, and distortions in the energy field aura. The energy field is an outer layer of energy that emanates from every person. It's like a bubble. Cuts and holes, energetic openings develop in the energy field from weak emotions and a loss of personal power. Cuts and holes that develop in the energy field can be either temporary, permanent. Temporary cuts and holes in the energy field are caused by fear, anger, and all fear-related emotions, using drugs and alcohol, and a loss of personal power. Personal power is lost from the use of drugs, alcohol, fear, anger, or be afraid of other people, some people, they manipulate one another and they try to possess because they think that that person belongs to them. Can be spouse, okay, a spouse, can be anybody, authorities, can be a teacher, can be a son or a daughter over the parents, can be a parents over the children, okay, and it's an insidious, vicious circle. We need to understand that nobody belongs to nobody. We are here to experience life and get lost, get out of here. It's lost from those of with alcohol and give part of your power away to others. Worst thing, I hate dictatorship and I hate people who try to dominate another. I really dislike, I know that my soul may get fragmented as I say the word hate, but I can't help myself from saying that right now, because if there is one thing that I dislike, not to say hate, is the thought that I'm not free. That's making me so angry, so mad, and so loose from traumatic experiences. Permanent cuts and holes in the energy field are caused by a loss of personal power on a deeper level involving soul fragmentation. Why do spirits and dark forces attach to people? Spirits and dark entities attach to people for different reasons. Spirits, ghosts, human souls, not human soul, that's just a fragmented energy attached to people because it gives them a human body to occupy, an energy or soul, life force to feed off of, and a way to live through another person. Dark forces, demons, negative entities attach to people for almost entirely different reasons, and sometimes because many people are so stupid that they literally welcome them through ritual, through some kind of mantrification whatsoever, through satanism. They just love all this. They attract them, They attract them. They like all this. They unconsciously or consciously attract these entities. So you cannot, in this case, you cannot blame the other part. Blame yourselves for invite them in, okay? It's not the other part to blame, it's you yourself. Dark forces are part of an energy war or spiritual battle, if you will, on earth. Their purpose is to attach to people. They are beings who get the power from stealing the power of other beings. Dark forces are attracted to all living beings, some of which can be called traits, and others who are simply a reflection of themselves. It's like a mirror. It's like when the entity look at you, it's just like they are seeing themselves, and then they kind of attach themselves to you because you are their mirror. Dark entities are more attracted to those who resonate at their frequency or level on the same wavelength. And some imbeciles think because they have religion, they are better, they are more noble, they are more, saint than another person. They will tell you that you have a dark force attached to you. Why? Because you don't follow religion. They will tell you that, they will tell you that. Your own dark side is the doorway for demons and dark forces. And this dark side is because we have been manipulated. This new version of human that we have, this body, this bodysuit that we have, has been manipulated and has been modified. From the original form to a replica, just like a made in China. A replica is fake. So what they did was they put the R complex in our brains. What's the R complex? The R complex is the reptilian complex. That's why many people see are very, very, very dark. They don't think twice about hurting other people, about cheating people, about using sex to hurt the people, to manipulate people, play with money, stealing from people, killing others, even family, and relatives, and children, and animals, they kill. It's so insidious, and I'm here to try to heal the world, and the Virgo goddess and the Virgo woman. I'm trying to heal those people because it come to a state that we cannot take it anymore. Before you say, okay, heal thyself first. Yes, I know that I myself am not perfect, but I long for perfection. As a Virgo, I long for perfection. I like everything kind, help one another, and not to hurt into others. My motto is, don't do unto others that which you don't want for the self. Live and let live, and that includes animals and plants. Okay, and maybe in the eyes of some I may be naive and stupid, but I'd rather be naive and stupid than be a crook and a satanic person. Okay, I can be evil if I want to and when necessary, but I don't want to because it doesn't serve me to be, and I don't like evil people. I'm so sorry if you are evil because I don't like you. Okay, so what's your dark side? That is more attracted to those who resonate in their frequency level. Your own dark side is the doorway for demons and dark forces with your dark side shadow. Your dark side, so that's part of the R complex, is your dark side. Because I have been modified, as I said. And your dark side or shadow, a part of yourself that are unhealed, unloved, unprotected, in fear. Not only that, though are complex, dude. Are complex. R is not for reasons, it's for reptilian, right? Nothing to be unhealed, unloved. I have all the ingredients to be unloved, unprotected, unhealed. But look at me. I try to do good as much as I can to all living beings. I feel good doing good. Your dark side is everything about you that feeds or supports the lower self or your lower beings, parts of yourself that keep you aligned with a dark frequency. Your dark side is parts of yourself you have refused to bring into the light, and the light is information. The light is not about love alone, it's information that is inside form. They are therefore dark. What's dark? Dark is lack of information. Okay? Light is information. Inside you is formed. Everything you think, the way you feel, the way you see life, the way you interact with others, your spiritual energetic health, your beliefs and internal programming, your lifestyle habits and personality can all be called parts of your dark side. Oh, another thing that I forgot, almost forgot, your astral birth card. That one will also have a great influence on you. In order for you to get rid of that dark side, you have to break contracts and break agreements, because for each one of us, once we are born, first of all, we have a guardian. From the time we become embryo, you get a guardian on your mom's uterus by your side. Okay, that guardian might be your God self. I'm not sure, and that's the guardian that stay behind while you move on when you die. Okay, and the second thing that I want to tell is that on the time of your birth, the time and the date of birth, you are ascribed, it is ascribed to you one one chronogram or one kind of configuration, astral configuration, and all that base card, all that planetary cusps, where your moon is at the time of birth, or where it was, where your sun was, the day of your birth, whether it was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the time, which phase was the moon. All this will complete you as a being. Just not every Virgo are the same, not every Scorpio the same, not all Cancer are the same. Everyone is different, okay? Everyone is unique because you have your astral map, your astral card, and they also have the Mayans calendar, the Mayans astrology, form of astrology. They got the Oriental one, the Chinese. So for each one of you is what you want to ascribe it to your culture, okay? So that thing, including the moon, will and do have influence upon you, because the guardian of the moon is entity. Maybe, I'm not sure, it's a female in an Ishita Lilith, and she kind of emit, she transfer vibration from the moon to attack or even influence people here, okay? So depending on your birth card, you may or may not get influenced by the moon phases, and all that will define, will determine who you are, okay? So not all this that she tell here is your internal programming, okay? Your birth card of your astrology that will define who you are. Your lifestyle, habit, personality can be all called part of your dark side. The bigger your dark side, the more part of yourself that are in the dark, the more demon, dark, entertaining spirits have something to feed on within you. And also you have the dark moon. They also ascribe for you a dark moon. It's called dark moon Lilith, which is the demoness. She's called Kali. In the Vedas, she called Shitainana. She's called the Pombagira on the South America Afro tradition. Okay, the demoness. She prefers red and black, and she loves all color, all ornaments, rowdy earring like a gypsy. Soul loss or soul fragmentation is the loss of personal power from some traumatic experiences which create a separation of soul energy from a person's aura, the chi. They will rob you with the chi. And when you have all this trauma, on purpose is given to you on purpose just to screw you up, and then you lose yourself, as they called, and then your soul will be fragmented. All human beings have a soul, and the animals and the vegetation don't have, and the earth doesn't have. Everything has a spirit because all belong to the great creator. The great creator, that's the source, okay? So everything has a spirit. Everything, even the rocks, with the life, even the water, even the air, plants, animals, especially so animals, personal power and spiritual issue of a human. As a human goes through its life on earth, It may lose part of its soul due to the traumas of physical life. So that's why they give twice so much, hard destiny. When you see your best card, you go through all when you reach Saturn, you see your position in the Saturn planet, which the planet of karma, the planet of your hard knocks and hard lessons. That's Saturn for you. Saturn come from Saturn. It's the Saturnia. Is near there the Draconis, the Draco planets, okay, area there in the universe. So they give you all the kind of bullshit, huh? They are slave drivers. They are what they call. They are sadistic, and they give you all the crap to undergo. And they just watch how you pass the test. When you fall, when you pass one test, they will give you harder one. You pass a test, they will give you harder one, because they want to see which person here, which character will endure a lot of tests. They have given me a lot, all my life, not all my life, since I got married and I moved country. They gave me a terrible one, but I pass. I show them I pass. Don't play with me. Contrary to the popular belief, the soul is actually made up of many parts, pieces, fragments, and personalities, which can become fragmented from the whole aspect of the soul. Okay? So this is because we are composed of many parts, okay? Our beings, our body is very complex. We are very, 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 very precious and very complex entities, and our body is made up, composed of various various composition. We have many layers, many parts of ourselves. See, even our scientists here doesn't know that. Only when you learn metaphysics and learn quantum physics. And for me, I have been searched a lot, and I'm glad that I can grasp knowledge very quickly, especially so of the aesthetic world and esoterics and metaphysics. I'm very good at that, It's already come from previous life, I believe so. So it all brought from other life to this one, and I'm glad, I'm lucky that I have all this knowledge. And we have the Maldek kind of body system. It's a very complex body suit created by the Anunnakis, okay? Not say created, they didn't really create. When they come here already, we existed, but they modified. I'm talking about this new version. They didn't create a crap. They just modified. They just like, I see one Apple phone and I modified. I changed some components inside. And then I say that I created. No, you create that version alone, that fake replica, but you didn't create that crap. That's the creator who created. And the creator is not Anunnakis. Contrary to popular belief, the soul is actually made up of many parts, pieces, fragments, personalities, which can become fragmented from the whole aspect of the soul. So we are here, but we are not whole. And holy, no, whole is not the whole. Whole as in religion. You can be in a religion, but you can never be whole. No, complete. The way that our minds and soul deal with pain and trauma is to create a separation from the pain and trauma. And so what you do, we take flight, then just escape to other realities. If we have a traumatic experience that's too much for our psyche to deal with, a part of our consciousness and soul energy splits off. It takes flight and it goes to the umbral, to the purgatory, and separates from the physical body in order to protect us. This separated part of soul consciousness and energy then go into separate reality or dimension, or what you refer to an ordinary reality by shamans and other healers. In many of the time it goes to the umbral, go to the purgatory, unfortunately. It's the hypersphere. And as I said, it can be very chaotic over there. A bit. It all depends on your state of mind. I went there and I saw Islam, I saw garbage all around. Very strong wind like a typhoon, but not more moderate than typhoon. That's just a part that I saw, but there's many other parts of that, many realities of that place. And as soon as a person has a part of the soul separated from them, it is immediately defined as a whole within the energy field. These holes that are created are termed permanent. All these holes, gaps. It's just like a infrastructure, a wall that is created that with elemental forces throughout times forms cracks, indentation, and even if time falls apart. It's the same thing. It's just an analogy, but the close I can get to this. So as one part of the soul, so 95% of you all have some type of serious soul loss in this life. And it's not surprised that you all have this, because it's so painful to be here. It's a place of hard knocks. The majority of humans on this planet will have some type of serious soul loss in this life, unless they can manage to live their entire lives without form of emotional, mental, spiritual, physical trauma. This is impossible. One person who doesn't go through all this is special. I don't know, this is not human. Now all people handle trauma differently. So one person's trauma that causes a path to live may not happen for another person who handles the same trauma better. Then what's gonna happen to these people who handles it better? They will be ascribed to them a more harder one to see whether they will swing or fall down. But generally, the average human on this planet, is most people will more than likely experience soul loss in this lifetime, or multiple soul loss, thereby creating an opening for an entity to attach. Soul loss is a permanent form of energetic and spiritual lunacy which will not heal itself unless you take some form of action to heal it. Yeah, but we can with time. I have hope that we can, with strength we can, and I'm breaking contracts. Soul retrieval is an ancient energy and soul healing method which restores lost personal power. Soul parts and closes impermanent holes or opening within the energy field, and is the most important form of healing on earth next to entity removal. In tribal cultures or shamanic, soul loss coincides the main cause of spiritual lunacy, and soul retrieval when usually done within a few days of soul loss. In our modern culture, we are mostly ignorant of how the soul functions in regards to trauma, and most people spend their entire lives missing large fragments of their energy, power, and soul. Unfortunately, and die like this and return like this, and when the cycle will start all over again. So retrieval does not remove dark force or spirit attachments. It only creates a barrier around the energy field, which seals and protects the energy field from new spirits and entities get into it. So what's the point of doing it if the old spirit will still remain there, like like a leech? If an entity is attached to a person, it's not removed, which happens a lot with the dark entities in shamanic healing. The soul retrieval will only fill the energy field around that entity. It's a false belief that just because someone does a soul retrieval for you, that automatically all entities in you are removed in order to make room for the soul pieces. Many entities are in a separate dimension beyond the perception of the healer, and they will hide and not interfere with the soul retrieval. Just because someone is whole or has all the necessary soul parts that they can handle at the moment, that does not mean they are immune to possessions. It only means they are healthy energetically, and there is a less of a chance of a new entity attaching to them. But new doors can always be created, no matter how whole you are. Well, but all depends on the mind. Also, if you help, we can counteract all this and navigate safely. So retrieval work is always done with spirit releasement, entity clearing, exorcism. You can have a soul retrieval without any entity clearing. But if you are missing soul fragments, you cannot have an entity clearing without a soul retrieval. Soul retrieval is usually done by a shamanic healer trained in soul retrieval work. It's not something you generally do for yourself. It's possible to bring back some of your own soul parts, but it's not really the right way of going about it. The most common cause of soul loss are prolonged pain, physical, sexual, or emotional abuse as a child or adult, domination by other people, allowing your soul to be stolen or taken by other people or some dark entities, being neglected or unloved as a young child, negative or power trip relationships. That one is also terrible in adulthood. Substance abuse and other addictions. Not being true to oneself. Disowning or disallowing parts of oneself. Being mistreated or abused in life or social situations. Giving your power to another person, or be bullied in school or in society, harboring resentment or unresolved pain, death of a child, parent or close friend, loss of a husband, wife, or close lover, severely physical traumatic accidents or experiences, such as getting shot or stabbed, being in a car accident, any type of severe physical trauma, burning, for example, being burned, sudden or set of a debilitating disease, some surgeries and operations, codependent relationships, where one has unconsciously given a part of one's soul to another, needed one for everything, as in a parent-child intimate relationship, exposure to shocking or extremely stressful physical or psychological conditions or events. For example, witnessing a mother serving a war, undergoing chemical or radiation therapy, and being in a natural disaster, a fire, hurricane, earthquake, tornado. The effects of the demons, dark forces, and spirit entities. The main way that those beings in spirit work is by absorbing large amount of energy, life force from the people they have attached to, and by intensifying, manipulating, and creating dark and fear-based emotions, thoughts, and beliefs. The dark thoughts of hatred, of harm, hurt somebody, of killing someone, or even that your life is miserable. There are instances dark energy, therefore they influence you with their energy and consciousness. When something in your mind asks to kill somebody, or that you are less, that you are unworthy, and that you have to kill somebody because that person did something bad to you, and you must vindicate yourself, or that you are good for nothing, that you need to commit suicide because I was less. All these are them on you. It's them tell you all that. It's to make you more like themselves. They add energy to your pain and negative emotions. Whatever negative beliefs, emotions, or thoughts you have are intensified by 1,000 with dark forces, and they come in gang, they come in legion. They are not alone. They also influence and intensify unhealthy choices, like you take drugs, smoke, alcohol, go out in the night to that place that are heavily contagious. Those places that are very dangerous, a nightclub, to prostitute yourself, to have sex, promiscuous sex, all that, and eating junk food, fast food, habits and lifestyle. The majority of the dark forces, demons and spirits that people pick up, they get from other people. They jump off of people who have multiple entities attached to them, and they jump to new people who are clear, but who have created an opening or doorway to them. And the dark forces, demons, and spirits attached to a new person, the process of energetic illness begins, which manifests into emotional, mental, energetic, and sometimes physical problems. Imagine we have to deal in the workplace, we have to go out, for example, with these people, many of them we can see that they are possessed because they look at us like they want to kill us, and you can see from their eyes that they are being possessed. Imagine you have to deal with these people, and then you come back home with the headache, your head like want to split, and then you get all kind of bad energy with you, and then it's time for healing with herbs and salt. People who speak up anxiety attachment through sex. Yeah, I have already touched about this in this topic. Sex much more than a physical interaction is an energetic exchange and open into another person or an energetic and spiritual level. The act of sex creates a connection between your energy field aura and the energy field of the person you're having sex with. When this connection is made, you will pick up or absorb whatever is attached within the other person's energy field. So you need a bath, wash your head, or if it's salt, rock salt, and herbs. If you have sex with someone that has anxiety or demon, you will absorb that anxiety to yourself. You will basically be making a choice to allow or invite anything within the person's energy field you're having sex with to come into you. It is important to understand what sex actually is and what it creates beyond physical pleasure. You get more than you bargain for, you know. And you have sex, that pleasure, orgasm, you get more than you bargain for, tell you. And to choose the correct people who you want to open yourself to on that level. So I don't know, I'm very wary. People that have dark forces and or spirits attached to them may have been misdiagnosed with psychiatric problems or other emotionally or mentally related problems. But those people who have very stable and successful lives have demon and spirit attachments. Even people who are considered spiritually advanced, such as the healer, psychics, light workers, spiritual teachers, gurus, priests, yoga meditation master, preacher, rabbis, imams have all been known to have spiritual attachments to them. It's not uncommon for the average person to have some form of spiritual attachment. Most people with spiritual attachments do not know they have them and are also completely oblivious to their existence. Spiritual attachment is often denied and ignored by the very people who suffer from it the most. People who choose to live out their entire lives with entity attachments have no real control or ownership over their own body, mind, and spirit, and they are the ownership of any entities attached to them. And those entities call you their horse. Say that you are their horse. Common symptoms of spirit attacking and demon dark forces attachment. Deep emotional pain, depression, low energy levels, constant tired or exhausted, especially when you wake up. It's like you are carrying one truck on your back. Despite the levels of fear, anger, hate, rage, self-destructive pattern, itchy skin, rashes, or lifestyle or choices causing harm to self or others, suicidal thoughts and or attempts, obsessive compulsive disorders, drug and or alcohol addictions, unhealthy addictions, hearing voices in the mind to commit suicide or to kill someone or to commit promiscuous act, to deal several sexual partners, strange or weird thoughts that don't seem your own, being directed by inner voice telling you to do dark, negative, or harmful things to yourself or others, severe or intensified mental illness in some people, mental or emotional instability, poor concentration, mood swings, multiple personalities, bipolarism, personality disorder, delusions, multiple personality, confusion, nightmares, or any dark, negative, terrified dreams or daydreams, sleep paralysis, constant negative, fear-based thoughts, and or emotion, dark impulses, feeling driven to do things you know are wrong, unhealthy, like immoral things, wake up tired of a full night rest, criminal habits, violent behaviors, sexual abuse, even among those in relationships, constant mental noise, intensified unclear thinking, unexplained physical pain or problems without any known cause, negative beliefs, religions, fanaticism, feeling strange sensations or bad such as pricking sensations or electric shocks, painful shocks, cold chills around the body, or the feeling of something crawling under your skin or on your hair, feeling an invisible force being physically hold you down or push you, feeling a thickness in the head area, feeling some type of invisible energy moving around your body, an inability to connect with your higher soul, spirit self, people who like to abuse others either mentally or emotionally or physically, people who are constantly need to have power over others, constantly lie or scheming or try to manipulate others for self-power, people who are constantly looking for trouble or problems with other people. Even on public transport, a lot of possessed idiots there, feeling of who like to, hurt animals, especially they constantly lie, scheme, or try to manipulate others for self-power. People who constantly look for trouble, problem with other people. People who like to hurt animals or pets. This one is terrible. People who steal other people's energy, psychic energy, vampires. Feel of powerlessness or helplessness, feelings of giving everything up, feeling your life is being controlled by something outside of yourself, loss of your purpose, path in life, loss of your power, soul, light, and energy, rape, murder, torture, war, and more. So everything demonic, everything hellish. Who needs that? Common facts about entities, possessions, and people. Entity attachment will stay with you until death unless they are removed. Entities do not care about anyone on this planet and are only interested in themselves and what they can take from another person. Entities want you to fear them, for if you do not fear them, they would have no power. Entities can destroy certain humans or help them destroy themselves and will not feel sympathetic for them in any way. Most people who have entities do not know they have them. Most people with entities will live their entire lives with them. Many people who have had entities removed from themselves will usually pick up new ones later in life. So what's the point of removing? Unless you remove because you don't want an infestation. Many young children, pets, and old people have entity attachments, and usually they come in form of parasites. Almost the entire human race is affected by entities, either through themselves or the people they are around. Spiritual protection does not come from being a religious person, reading books, going to church, pray for it, or not on church, any place of worship. Why must be church every time? Playing for it, doing yoga, meditation, thinking positive, eating vegetarian or exercise. Some of these things may help you in other areas of your life, but not in the context of dealing with entities. They don't care about religion, they are not afraid of it. Real protection comes from being empowered individual or in an energetic level. What is referred to as being whole spiritually and energetically, or not missing any soul fragments. Also, it helps to not open new doorways for entities, clearing fear-based beliefs, and healing other parts of yourself related to you as a being. Okay? Religion crosses, holy water, special sounds, candles, positive energy, crystal, mandala, amulets, sage, reiki, spells, and chants have no effect whatsoever on entities. Some spirit entities ghosts may be willing to go or be guided to the other side through very basic clearing methods or simply asking the angels to come and get them. Angels, but other the angels, the Anunnaki, the Anunnaki soldiers, but dark forces do not function in that way and do not respond to weak, unempowered, or unrealistic removal attempts, methods, or ideas. And sometimes they pretend to go temporarily and they will return, or others will return, or they will return with backups. Just because you do not believe in spirits or dark entities does not mean you cannot pick them up. That's similar to say that if you do not believe in cancer, you will not get it. Just because you do not feel any entities around you does not mean they are not there. It only means you have gotten used to the feeling of them, or you are so shut up psychically you cannot feel them. Entities do not want you to get rid of them, therefore they will try to keep people in fear of attempting to remove them or finding someone to remove them. No matter how intelligent, advanced, spiritual, or conscious you may believe yourself to be, you are still susceptible to picking up the spirits and dark forces through the emotions of fear and anger, drug and alcohol use, abuse of sex, and soul loss. Entity attachment is the most unknown, controversial, misunderstood, disregarded form of energetic and spiritual illness on earth, because people are too focused on the matrix and the material world, and the spiritual life does not exist, or they will never die. Okay.